Well, welcome everybody. Sort of trying to get some ideas on what to do here. What events would you like to do? Since we don't have any hospital drills, we need to come up with something to keep people active, more than just 5 or 10 people. See if we can come up with some ideas to get our typical hospital crowd out participating in something, some kind of an event. Whether we actually go somewhere and work from a car or work from home, but we need to just try and get our numbers up a little higher so everybody gets involved, so we don't you don't lose the skills that we have. Any suggestions?
Hey, Dave, well, let me do my PowerPoint first, and then we can jump off from there. How's that?
All right, sounds great. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, I'm going to share a screen here. This will take me just a minute, just to provide a framework for discussion, and then I'll back out of the share screen and we can have an open discussion. So now sharing screen. Yeah, let me know when you can see that, please.
All right, you're up.
All right, thank you. So, let's see, come on. The keys are different when you're in share screen mode. Come on. Okay, so for new people that may not be aware of ARES documents, I just wanted to point this out at the beginning. We have resources on 2 different websites. sdgares.net has the comm plan and the task book and some other resources there. sdgares.net is also what we use as the membership roster baseline for ARES. ECs have access to that entire list so they can see everybody that's in ARES. Ordinary members of ARES do not have, for security reasons, do not have access to that because it's got contact info in there and trying to protect that. We also duplicate information that's on sdgares.net. We duplicate on the groups.io site. So that's what we're using for email now, sdgares.groups.io. It also has the comm plan. It also has the task book. And we've got the main group that you get most of your emails from. And we also have a WinLink subgroup. Because we are so involved with WinLink, there are people all over the country who are members of our WinLink subgroup. And so for that reason, we don't use the groups.io as a membership baseline because we have people coast to coast, Pacific Northwest, monitoring our WinLink subgroup, looking for good suggestions when we do WinLink exercises. We also have the San Diego ARES YouTube channel where we keep the recorded meetings like this one and also WinLink training clips. So an overview of training that is going well, and this is not an all-inclusive list. Please shout out later if you see something that is not on this list. So in my opinion anyways, the weekly ARES VHF and UHF nets are going very well. You know, the park net, the Thursday night nets, club nets around San Diego are a great training opportunity. Those are going well. The VHF, UHF nets are listed in the ARES comm plan, the 13-page document that I hope everybody has a paper copy of. For people that do HF, the weekly ARES HF nets are going very well. It's like a marathon on Sunday mornings on 75 meters, hopping from net to net for Imperial County, 2 in San Diego County, and some other HF nets. If you do not have 75-meter capability because you live HOA restricted in a condo, something like that, you are welcome to listen to the HF nets you might know on the internet using WebSDR or the Kiwi network. So if you are available between 8 and 9 in the morning on Sunday mornings, I know some people go to church and stuff like that, so they're or sleeping in, not necessarily available for HF nets. So those are 8 to 9 on Sunday mornings. So go ahead and listen in. Get the frequencies from the ARES comm plan. The weekly WinLink exercise is going very well, led by Bob Younger, AI6KU, who is on a mini road trip today, so he's not on this conference. Contests that we've been doing, ARL contests and other contests like Winter Field Day, are going very well. VHF contests are great simplex training. Field Day, great training. Our occasional San Diego VHF rally and HF rallies have been great opportunities for training. And I know that people are doing online ICS training and virtual VE testing. Special shout out to Heather and others who are doing the VE testing, and a lot of success stories on people that have been licensed or upgraded recently. The things that, in my opinion, might need a little bit of training. Do you still have my video or my slides?
Oh, we lost it.
Says end of slideshow.
Lost it? Let's go back to it.
It's still showing the previous PowerPoint.
Okay, let me get back to it. How about now?
All right,
Not
you're
yet?
back up. You're almost
Okay.
there.
Which slide do you see?
Training that needs attention, but we have the whole
Okay, good.
the whole desktop.
Okay. And the whole desktop. Okay. Yeah, this is my last slide. So I'll just use this in this view right now. Because I'm in share screen mode, I don't have the, I can't get to the presentation button, I don't think, from here. Anyways, so training that needs attention, in my opinion, ARES taskbook sign-offs are sporadic. They're happening slowly. Much appreciated for the ECs that are available for virtual sign-offs. When you finish your training, each page for each level, please send me a copy of your signed-off page. I think that we need practice for the large group nets handling ICS 213 voice training with the absence of hospital drills and other large exercises like that we do, like the endurance runs and things like that. We're missing large group training opportunities, and we probably need to look for other opportunities to do group training. In my view, we've got a core of very, very active people. Every time we do an exercise in the last few months, we've had maybe 30 people participate, which is wonderful. But we have right now 200 ARES members on the book, and we're looking for some way to increase training opportunities or get more people involved. So it's not just the same 30 people training over and over again, but reach out to all corners of the section so that everybody gets training. So I will turn off my share and turn it back over to Dave.
All right. I guess probably the best thing is, does anybody have any new ideas, some things that we haven't covered that maybe we can get more people involved and maybe involved a little more in depth? I don't know that we need to stretch it out for long periods of time, but we can do an hour, hour and a half or something periodically would be good, just to get everybody involved. John's CPO, go ahead.
Yeah, I was thinking this morning about possibly doing a follow-up video to my presentation on Anderson power poles, but then it occurred to me that there's so much good stuff already out there on YouTube that I was thinking maybe I just hunt around, find a couple of good videos and post the links on the group's IO instead of duplicating what's already been done.
And Dave, I'm taking notes so that all great ideas get recorded.
All right, sounds good. Anybody else have any thoughts? What direction would be something good that might interest more people?
Dave, N1TEN.
Go ahead, Dennis.
Couple things came to mind. One was that we had a great deal of success with the WinLink parking lot exercise where we had the demo of the various configurations. I know that we've added a few new folks since that time, and perhaps we could arrange to do something similar, except maybe more widely dispersed through the city, operating portable or something of the sort, and just have like a WinLink field day. Similar to that, another possibility would be something like a community parks on the air, which is would be along the lines of a field day, except that we'd maybe pick like the Thursday night net, and everybody would go portable to check into the net with their location and see how many community parks we could record. And that's all I have.
That's good.
I think that's good. That both those ideas are good. And I think something that we might get some more people involved and get people moving a little bit anyhow and get them outside. So that's always good. Anybody else have anything?
I'd just like to comment, Mike AJ6GK. I think that's a great idea to have a remote WinLink exercise. You know, for a lot of us, you know, try to get our Go kits set up so that we can do fully battery operated somewhere. I think it's a great idea.
N9 JLS.
Go ahead, Judy.
I really like the idea of getting out, and the WinLink's a good one. But also maybe we could think of another exercise where we're out just on our mobile radios. We did something, I remember, it was in San Marcos at the top of a park or something. I remember Art was there, and that was really useful to figure out radios. So maybe we can, beside WinLink, do something where mobile radios hit the parks. I really like those ideas. The second thing is if we're looking for things to do that we can do in a total of less than an hour and everybody participate, is this morning I led one for the CART group, the animal response team, doing the ACS presentation on the new map grid system, the public safety grid map system. And although we don't use that for the hospitals, I think a lot of times, since all public law enforcement and fire are using that system now, that it would probably be good that we were all very familiar with how to use the system. And we could also use it to get to, if we're doing something mobile at parks or whatever, you can give them the grid number or the location that way and practice up. So if you wanted to do a grid map one, I've got a short one to do with some problems to solve.
That sounds good, Judy. I think that's probably a good presentation on the grid map. Seen Jeff's a couple of times here, and both online and in person. So it's a good program. Frank, you have your hand up. NB1Z.
Yeah, hi. I just found my ARES LAX Northeast July activity to that day. I think that was this morning, 9 o'clock to 10:30. We got 10 more minutes to participate in the exercise. And the idea is you get in your mobile rig or work on emergency power, and they've got a short exchange, kind of like field day. So it sounds like we need a San Diego activity like this. This was organized. They gave us a sort of a log entry form here with an exchange, a list of frequencies, and you just submit your log to. So it looks like a fun exercise there. If I had a little more time, I would have jumped in and participated. I think they were looking for San Diego people.
Yes, they were. Oliver was looking for anybody down here as well. Unfortunately, I spent my morning looking for a modem to try and find one that would work so I could even get online this morning. but hey, those things happen. So, and I don't think with 8 minutes to go, I don't think I would get that many contacts anyhow from here. So, anybody else? Heather?
Hi, this is Heather, CAM6 CQB. And going back to the beginning of our discussion, John had done the Anderson Power Pole presentation, and that actually inspired me to do my Anderson Power Poles for the task book. And there's things that I'm just lacking in certain levels, and it would be helpful maybe for everyone if we just start, you know, somewhere in the beginning of it and kind of like make sure that we're having that support the task book. People like me who need, you know, maybe just a discussion about it to get kind of motivated to work on that particular section. And, you know, start at the beginning, get everybody up to speed to a certain level, and then progress up through the whole task book, you know, providing opportunities for us to, you know, either learn about it or actually have hands-on experience doing that particular, you know, activity so that we can get through. I've done all the ICS training. I'm done with that, you know, and that was like hours of work. But there's like little simple things like sending, you know, the message, the 123 messages. I think that's holding me back. Anyway, back to you.
All right, thanks, Heather. Bill?
Hi, Dave, and the group. One of the thoughts I had is sort of to develop the idea of the working from the parks thing. I think that's a great idea. WinLink is great, and I've been on WinLink. Presently, I'm not, just because I have too many things going on. But I would press to the incorporation of FLDigi and those modes, primarily because the investment in equipment is much less than WinLink. For example, I can run the FLDigi on my phone. And so just taking a phone and a handy-talkie to the field allows me to send written ICS 213 messages. Of course, the easiest way to do this would be over a VHF repeater or UHF repeater, either one. And so getting concurrence from one of the repeater owners to send digital signals over their voice repeater would be one of the thresholds to achieve. But I would propose mixing in the FLDigi modes. And my motivation for that is interoperability with shares, Mars, Coast Guard Auxiliary Communications, all of whom are using, in addition to WinLink, they're also using the FLDigi modes like MT63 and some of the other related modes. Just a thought that we might want to consider that.
Well, we have you online here to do a FLDigi presentation here in the next couple of weeks, so that would be a good time to dig into that a little bit. I've used it off and on here for the last, I don't know, 20 years, I guess. Started out with PSK31 and played around with a few of the other modes. Haven't done much out here on HF with it, but just a little tiny bit. So you're right. It is a good mode, and it's very workable. Has a lot of advantages. Anybody else?
If you have a comment, there's so many participants here. Please raise your hand using the in the participants field that you look at. It's easier to find you that way.
But if you don't know how to do that, if you bring up participants, I see a couple people just did that. And you can, at the bottom of the list of participants, there's a thing to raise your hand. Lane, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Just from a personal standpoint, trying to learn how to be mobile HF capable. Some of the events like the Fries, where people showed off the various ways of having their mobile HF. That would be very helpful to me, and I think there are some others who could use a little more knowledge along those lines.
Okay, that's something we can take a look at. I know with the COVID now, it's kind of hard to set up something like Fries, but unfortunately, but that would be good. Marty, you still had your hand up?
Hi, this is Marty, KN6 FDP. So related to the task book, so I'm also in the process of checking off various tasks and training in the task book. The only thing I think that I'm kind of looking for is volunteer opportunities. So if there are any volunteer opportunities out there now that in the COVID times, that would be very helpful. Back to you.
Yeah, Dave, that's an important thing we should look at, the civic opportunities. You know, should field day count as a civic opportunity, or other events, or how maybe partner with Southwestern React? We need to look at that.
Yes, we do. It's with the COVID, it's kind of hard to do that. We'll see what we can come up with. You've given us some good ideas here on several topics to go ahead and sort of elaborate on. We'll try and set those up over the next few weeks here and get some of this going. John.
Yeah, speaking for Southwestern React, right now we're dead in the water because of COVID. Every single event that we've scheduled so far this year has been canceled or postponed. However, we will certainly keep you advised when we do have something that actually is going to take place. So we'll let you know.
All right, sounds good. Anybody else? Curtis.
Yeah, Dave, I know that I've heard several people talking about the WinLink and doing WinLink exercises. We have one here locally once a week run by AI6KU, but there's also one run out of Virginia by Greg Butler, and I don't remember his call sign right now. And there's one that I've started participating in on Fridays, which it's Friday in Sydney, but should be Thursday here, run by KE4 or KE4 or something. I can't remember his address right now. But anyway, if you need WinLink experience, or you don't feel like, I mean, I enjoy doing the WinLink experience, and I do all of these on, for me, it's HF. My VHF doesn't work very well, but HF, but you could also use Telenet. But anyway, if you want to keep up with how to use WinLink, a couple of them you have to send 213s. Some of them ask for the new GPS locations, and several of them ask for weather. So anyway, just a suggestion.
All right, very good. I know Oliver in LAX periodically does some WinLink training with the folks in Hawaii. And I'm sure we could get in on that if we wanted to as well. Frank?
One thing that surprised me was that we don't support the simulated emergency tests. I'm not sure when that happens, but it seems like that's an opportunity to get a large amount of people involved because it is publicized by the ARRL. Maybe we can do that when the next one comes around.
Yeah, I believe if I remember right, that's in September typically, but it can be done anytime. Really, it's up to the people involved and when they would like to do it. If we can come up with a good event that would qualify for the SAT, we can do that. It's not a problem. Heather?
Hi, Robert's been running around, but he had some ideas, so I raised my hand. He might double what some people have said, but he's been working and he missed most of the conversation. So
Yeah,
here he goes.
just a comment to leave you with. Since we have this situation with COVID and we can't do a lot of the actual events, when you can't do something, the next best thing you can do is simulate it, whether it's a drill or a disaster or the response to a disaster or some new communication skills or working with a new program. So just keep that in mind. If you can't do it, find the best way to simulate it.
All right, that's it.
That's it.
Very good.
That's it.
Thanks, Rob. Rob, do you have anything else here that your thoughts?
No, I don't. I took notes from everybody's comments, and we'll try to put some of these things into action. And I hope everybody noticed Judy's new call sign.
No, I didn't.
I did. It's been a conversation piece actually on Discord, which the BE folks use.
Yes, I did. I thought that's what she said, and it just sort of went right over my head.
Thanks to all you guys for all your support from going from 0. So now I know all the book learning, but I still got to figure out how to do the filters and be able to hear people better on HF. So I'm looking forward to standing behind Rob or Dave or Jay or anybody and watching how they tune in frequencies.
It's fun. It's fun. I don't have that much of an antenna set up here, so I'm sort of limited, but managed to get the Sunday morning nets in and most of them and have some fun with it as well.
And if anybody has any comments or follow-on thoughts later on, please email and me, Dave, Bruce, and we're always collecting ideas. And yeah, like I said, we'll try to move forward on some of the things that were mentioned here today.
All right, Gary, you have your hand up. LKP, you have your hand up.
Yes, some of those requirements on the sign-off sheet within the past year you must have. I did the PCT 50 of Craig's. I did the 100-mile endurance run there over a year ago. I tried signing up this year, and of course they aren't going. So does that mean that you will waive the 1-year requirement and say if you did it 14 months ago, 18 months ago, that will be considered having done it?
Dave, that's a great idea. Yeah, we're going to have to come up with the new numbers and extend those.
Yeah, I think probably 18 months is probably a good idea. That's because we don't know when this is going to end. So, and when some of these events are going to come back and be online again. Anybody else have anything for the good of the group? If not, we're going to have a short meeting this morning.
Hey, Dave, let me just throw out there. Let's go to 2 years for the events. How's that sound?
That's fine with me. I'm good with that.
Gary, you good with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I have one other item that's getting a little nitpicky. One of the requirements on the sheet 4 is that you must have completed a course above 300. There's only one course above 300. That's the EOC course. Do you really mean a course of 300 and above? Or do you truly mean above 300, which is only one course, the EOC course? And that may not be taught for 2 more years. This may
I'll look at that, Gary. I'm not sure what that is. I'll look at that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either without pulling up the book.
It may just be the way it got worded, and I'm probably being grammatically nitpicky, but I noticed it. Okay, that's all I have.
John?
Yeah, I've got the book right here, and for level 4, it says 2 electives beyond level 3, and I think the meaning of that was electives that you additional electives other than the ones you use to get your level 3 certification. I think that's what that means there.
Yes, that is what that means.
Okay, it could be I misunderstood. I'll go back and look at it too. Anyway, I noticed it and I was concerned about it. Okay, that's all I have.
All right, anybody else have anything for this morning? And somebody in chat said something here that I just happened to see. Yeah, we should look at holding our own drills, including voice and digital, to keep volunteers active, which is a good idea. We can probably set up some simulated drills to basically to simulate a hospital drill. And I think sort of the nets from parks, or parks on the air, whatever you want to call it, would be a good start for that kind of an event, because you're still outside, public location, and see what we can do. How much of the county can we cover?
How far do you want to go? To the center? Because we have 2 areas that we have to supply.
We do.
Ryan, what was that again, please?
Oh, my apologies. I came off mute accidentally.
Okay. Well, if nobody else has anything, we'll go ahead and end the meeting, and look forward to talking to most everybody tomorrow morning on the park nets, or one of them, and then throughout the week. And we'll come up with something again here for the following Saturday. All right.
Thank you, Dave.
We'll go ahead and close this and end it. And if anybody has anything, like Rob said, shoot us an email, either one of us, and we'll get something going.
Thanks, guys.
Excellent. Thank you.